Hey everyone, Bazad here. So you're dreaming of English-speaking adventures? Maybe it's studying at a renowned university, landing your dream job overseas, or even just experiencing life in a new country. Well, guess what? Achieving those dreams often involves proving your English skills. And that's where IELTS and TOEFL come in, the two titans of English proficiency tests. They can feel like these mysterious gatekeepers, but don't worry, we're about to break down everything you need to know to choose the right test for you. Let's do this. Before we dive into IELTS versus TOEFL, let's talk about why these tests exist. Imagine you're a university admissions officer sifting through thousands of applications. How do you know if someone from a non-English speaking country can handle lectures and write essays? That's where these tests come in. They provide a standardized measure of English proficiency. Immigration departments and employers use these scores too. Think of it like a universal language passport. Okay, so both IELTS and TOEFL test your English skills. Reading, writing, listening, and speaking. Sounds pretty similar, right? Well, they both have their quirks. IELTS, run by the British Council and IDP, is known for its more real-world approach, using a wider range of accents, and testing your ability to handle everyday conversations alongside academic tasks. TOEFL, developed by the American ETS, leans more towards academic English, with a focus on university-level lectures and essays. And here's the kicker: IELTS still uses good old-fashioned pen and paper, gasp, while TOEFL is entirely computer-based. Now let's talk about the dreaded speaking section, because let's face it, for many that's the most nerve-wracking part. IELTS throws you into the deep end. You'll be interviewed by an actual human being, face-to-face. This can be great for extroverts who thrive on interaction, but for introverts it might feel like your worst nightmare. TOEFL, on the other hand, lets you pour your heart out to a microphone, recording your responses for an unseen examiner. This tech-based approach might appeal to those who prefer minimal human contact, or those who like to rehearse and fine-tune their answers. Chapter 4, Accents and Listening, from London to New York. Remember how I said IELTS is more real-world? Well, that extends to the accents you'll encounter. Buckle up for a whirlwind tour of English dialects, from the Queen's English to the Australian twang, and even a bit of Canadian, eh? TOEFL keeps it strictly American, so if you're more familiar with Hollywood movies than BBC dramas, this might feel more comfortable. Think about where you're planning to study or work and which accent you'll be exposed to most often. That could sway your decision. Chapter 5, Academic or General Training, Choose Your Destiny. Okay, here's where IELTS throws a curveball. It comes in two flavors: academic and general training. If you're aiming for university, you'll need the academic test. But if you're more interested in migrating to an English-speaking country like Canada, Australia, or New Zealand, then general training is your jam. TOEFL, however, is primarily designed for those seeking academic pursuits. So, before you jump into test prep, make sure you're studying for the right version of IELTS. Otherwise, you might be reciting Shakespeare to an immigration officer. Chapter 6. Scores and Validity. What does it take to succeed? Your test score is your ticket to your dreams. IELTS scores range from 1 to 9. Universities usually require 6.5 to 7.5. TOEFL scores go up to 120. You'll need between 80 and 100. Both tests are valid for 2 years. Now for the practical stuff, actually taking the test. Both IELTS and TOEFL have test centers worldwide, but availability varies. Book weeks or months in advance, especially for specific dates. Neither test is cheap. IELTS costs around $250, while TOEFL ranges from $200 to $250. Both offer online options like IELTS Indicator and TOEFL IBT Home Edition. Ensure your institution accepts these online versions. Which test should you take? There's no magic answer. It depends on your goals. Consider your destination country. Check university or job requirements. Think about test format and your comfort with speaking. At the end of the day, the most important thing is to choose the test that aligns best with your strengths, your goals, and your comfort zone. There's no one-size-fits-all answer in this English test showdown. But armed with the knowledge you've gained today, you can confidently weigh your options and make the choice that's right for you. Whichever path you choose, remember, preparation is key. So, did this video help you navigate the IELTS versus TOEFL dilemma? I hope so. Let me know in the comments which test you're leaning towards and where you dream of going. And hey, if you're still feeling unsure or have any burning questions, drop them below. I make it a point to respond to every single one. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications for more real-world advice on conquering English tests and thriving in an English-speaking environment. Until next time, keep those language skills sharp, and I'll see you in the next video. So we've come to the end of our English proficiency test journey. It's been real, it's been fun, and it's hopefully been at least somewhat helpful. Remember, whether you're facing down the IELTS or staring the TOEFL in the face, you've got this. Think of this video as your trusty sidekick, your guide through the sometimes confusing world of English testing. Now go out there, conquer those exams, and make those English-speaking dreams a reality.